But that's a huge blow if he's unable to bat. Oh, what a good delivery this was from Deepak Chahar.
Phenomenal stat. 300 matches as captain in T20 cricket. For him, it would be an occasion for him and his supporters if he could bring it to fruition with a win. Darren Sammy on there as well, the former West Indies captain Virat Kohli, Gautam Gambhir, the former KKR captain, and Rohit Sharma. A little bit of shape.
That's a lovely line. And hold that line. MS Dhoni in his 300th game will be very, very happy. Just a little bit of shape, back of the length, nothing to really get under, nothing to hit through the line of. We saw Gaikwad hit through the line with great ambition in the first over. Good start.
Half an eye will be kept on when Shubman Gill comes down the track again, if he does. And with length, a little bit of shape. Was out there just watching Deepak and Shardul Thakur choosing the ball before the game started, and they were going through with great meticulousness, trying to find the right color, they said, and the right shape, because they've been concerned by the absence of swing early up in previous games.
Well, he's getting some movement. He's bowling a tremendous line.
Down the track is Gill.
A couple of beautiful patterns of deliveries here. Start in the last over, outswinger, 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 outswinger to finish off the over. And then Hazlewood backs it up with good length bowling. Pretty good pace as well, 137, plenty of bounce. And I think that's in particular with young Venkatesh Iyer, that's going to be what's going to be really important for CSK this evening. Hazlewood's bowling to him key.
The length isn't sunny in Matthew Hayden that Hazlewood bowls, and because he can get up to 140 and above, he's got to utilize that, and he's bowled well here in Dubai. 3 games this season, 6 wickets.
Yes, because this pitch certainly has a little bit more while the ball is hard and new in the first overs, and that is what he'll try and exploit. Deepak Chahar in the power play in the last 4 games. He's mixed it up.
That should have been taken. It really should have. How costly could that potentially be?
Now it's a cracking delivery. He smacked it in back of a length around that sort of 8-metre zone with that bit of extra pace, which Iyer most certainly won't have been used to coming off Sharjah, that keeps low. That sort of delivery hits the top of off stump, and it's done everyone, including MS Dhoni.
All the way for 6 to rub salt into the wound, and on Academy cracking 6 over Dwayne Bravo.
All this time he stayed still. The previous delivery he had tried to move around a little bit, lost his balance. This time he stayed still, and so when the ball has come at his midriff, he's just helped it along.
And I think, Sonny, as well, just that line being a fraction straight. It's got plenty of protection hitting out towards the bigger side of the ground. That ball that MS Dhoni dropped, Iron was perfect line, perfect length.
Iyer is the kind of player who doesn't like too many dot balls. And this is the drop. Look at that. Far too much movement, which means that his head was never in line, and that's why when that ball bounced a little more, he wasn't able to control it. Luckily for him, a rare mistake from MST.
The pictures there, courtesy IPL 360. Great visual. Tremendous, glorious, brilliant. Such an elegant, upright player.
Very typical of what we've seen here in the UAE. Already hit a 6, and now there's a 4, upright, little bit of movement. Stands high on the ball and gets his hands through it. Still a little bit of movement through the feet, but on contact, he's very, very still.
It's like a fortress on the offside. Ring of fielders. Let's look at the right of your screen. Two short fielders behind point. Point, extra cover, mid-off. Two deep fielders are straight down the ground, bottom of your screen. And certainly one of them long on and deep backward square. Gap finding superb. It was like finding that needle in a haystack, getting it through that offside.
Gloriously done again. He was just looking to throw the ball around by making that movement, but he stood still there. It's a beautiful shot.
I was thinking of a fishing net just strung across the opening of an estuary, this offside field, and still the fish has managed to wiggle its way through a hole. Brilliant. Just perfect placement.
Time for a little reminder. Mitch Santner on the field. I think Faf du Plessis down. Just straight down the ground beyond the boundary. Faf du Plessis getting ready to return. KKR chased 190 in 2012 against CSK. Touch something on the way through. Wonder if it just carried. And even further, it goes away for 4.
Well, that's dilemma, isn't it? For a fielder, whether to go for the catch or whether to stop the runs. He went for the catch, the catching option, because that's the best option. The best dot ball that you can have. Oh, very tough. Very, very tough. Great effort. Great effort.
Yeah, he needed some sort of sand bucket, didn't he, out there? Scoop underneath the ball. It was a great effort.
Just another reminder as well.
Hazelwood. You'd have to say, Bish and Sonny, that he is a very typical test match bowler. He bowls on those lengths, in and around that 8-metre zone. You can see on this one here his length, the back of a length. He's bowling that so many times. That batting strike rate 170, and on the short ball, which he's finding a way to bowl that short ball.
That's through as well. I talked about the uprightness of play, but his gap finding here for Venkateshaya is very good.
Yes, it's a very packed offside field. And yet he's hitting between those fielders. Stands upright, we can see that, to his full height. And then opening the face.
And I think that sort of length, when you've got 3 slips in play in Test match cricket, it's perfect. But what Hazlewood, I think, has done in this IPL to his benefit is to bowl a lot shorter than that, lot more back of the length. He just made this slight adjustment. In the slot, he's getting punished. Look at that. So he doesn't want to get anywhere near that 250 he's going away at. But then you start looking at where he's been the majority of the time. That's in between that range of 6 to 8 metres. And even more so, I sense, on the back of that 8 metre zone. And that's where he's having his success. Not in terms of wickets, but in terms of his own economy rates.
It's a good surface. It looks every bit a good surface. Playing well. It's why KKR felt they wanted to chase. I'm not saying that they'll do it successfully or not. It's going to call on every bit of skill from these bowlers to prize wickets out.
Yeah, it's got to be the perfect run chase. Absolutely. And man down too, possibly, in Tripathi. That looks like he's got a hamstring injury. But at the moment, they're matching it. Same stage, 34 for no loss.
Indian T20 side. And a good first ball.
Awareness as well from Shubman Gill. A lovely Yorker. I mean, Shubman Gill has advanced the first ball of every over when he's been on strike. That's only been the third one, but that's been the key. So maybe Shardul Thakur knew it.
Now he's put that in the gap, but he will get only a couple of runs here. Bravo's excellent in the deep.
He certainly finds a way, doesn't he, Thakur? 137. That was off pace delivery. That's what he'll try and do. He'll bowl a lot of cutters.
Here's a tough one. Which opener have you most enjoyed watching bat this season? Go to IPLT20.com. Du Plessis and Gaikwad of CSK, Gill and Iyer of KKR. It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
I have a natural bias towards the left-hander.
Really?
Despite my outfit. So Venkatesh Iyer in particular, I think he's just played according to the conditions, and you can't ask for more than that. He's batted beautifully, at times aggressively, other times he's looked to be the less dominant player, and he's let Shubman Gill, take strike. He's played as a true partner and a partnership, which has been the most impressive part for Mind.
There's two of the first 3 balls. He's timing the ball so well, but he's not hitting the gaps just yet.
Yeah, and consider the fact also, Haydos, in that statement that he's only played the second half. Didn't get a go at all in the first half of the tournament in India. And, I mean, I know it's difficult to put the change in situation for KKR down to one player, but that change at the top of the order certainly made a difference in the turnaround of their form. And they haven't had a huge amount out of their middle order.
But what about the future as well, Dools? You got a right-hander in Gaikwad who's been equally as magnificent. As I said, I had a little bias towards the left-hander, but he's been fabulous, hasn't he? Gaikwad is, and very, I think, typical and traditional, and he's just played good cricket shots. The improvisation hasn't been necessarily a part of their play. Although they have got the shots, they tend to stick within the flags.